Coverage you can count on. Wave 31 Midday News starts now.
The U.S. preparing for the Omicron variant, the impact it could have on the economy.
This as health leaders now discuss new COVID treatments, how effective COVID pills might be.
And Giving Tuesday, how you can help charities and nonprofits today. Thanks so much for joining us for Wave 31 Midday News. I'm Megan Reyna.
And I'm Chris Tatum. Right now, we are learning more about how the new COVID variant Omicron could affect the U.S. economy. And this is a live look right now as U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen are testifying before a Senate committee. Powell says there are three major threats to the economy right now. First, the Omicron variant could continue to drive up prices. It also could stunt job growth across the country and even possibly make the already crippling supply chain crisis even worse. But health experts from across the world right now say it could take some time before we know enough about that variant to make the decisions that need to be made.
I think we'll get some information on transmissibility and severity in the coming days, maybe a week or two. I do think it will take some time for us to get a better understanding of the impact on vaccines. Our estimate is between 2 and 4 weeks.
Well, right now, there are no confirmed cases of the Omicron variant in the U.S.
As we learn more about the new variant, an infectious disease specialist in North Alabama says it's likely the first Omicron case is already here. Dr. Ali Hassoun with Huntsville Hospital says there's cause for concern, but not for widespread action like when the pandemic first began.
I don't think we need to lock down because we've had the experience and know how to deal with this, but we really need to think wisely of how to deal with everything and then act appropriately.
Dr. Hassoun's advice is to wear a mask, social distance, and wash your hands, things that we already are familiar with.
Well, doctors do say the current COVID vaccine should provide some kind of protection against the Omicron variant. The question right now is how much protection? Well, Pfizer's CEO says he believes those who are vaccinated do have at least some protection, but there is a way to be as prepared as possible, he says.
We can find ourselves that we are perfectly fine and we are protecting as high as with the Delta, or that we are having a less protection compared to the Delta, but that will be the variant. And in both cases, boosters should reduce dramatically the gap.
Get that booster, he says. He also says right now Pfizer is working on developing a vaccine specifically to treat the Omicron variant just in case it's needed. Well, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention revised its guidance on those boosters. It now says all adults 18 and older should get that third dose of the COVID vaccine, or that booster shot as we call it. And CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says if you don't feel well, get a COVID test, and says that will all help analysts track the first cases of Omicron in the U.S. if they are not here already.
Right now, leaders at the Food and Drug Administration are discussing two new COVID treatments. Taking a look now at the live meeting there, both are pills. Merck submitted its request just over a week ago. Data submitted shows it can reduce the risk of death or hospitalization by as much as 30%. Pfizer is also seeking approval. The company says its data shows an 89% reduction in risk of death or hospitalization. Pfizer is also expected to ask the FDA to authorize its booster shot for use in teenagers 16 to 17. Right now, only those 18 and older are eligible for boosters. United Launch Alliance indicator says its employees need to get their second COVID shot by today or lose their job. Workers held protests last month against the policy. They called it un-American. The company said the policy is to keep its employees safe and to meet the requirements for its federal contract. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is allowing some federal agencies to delay firing unvaccinated employees. It said they can wait until after the holidays to terminate employees who have not followed the vaccine mandate. A leader at the White House said this is the education and counseling period. It's the first step in enforcing the mandate, they say.
And look at the beautiful view throughout all of North Alabama on this Tuesday late morning. And look at the temperatures. We're already closing in on 60 for just about everyone. Muscle Shoals, you're already at 61 degrees. This is already warmer than yesterday, and we've already warmed about 30 degrees since our morning low. So it's a really nice Tuesday setting up for North Alabama. Of course, all dry and clear right now on the Wave 31 Storm Tracker early warning radar network. Just a few high thin clouds off to our north. That's about the only chance of seeing some clouds here for today. So look at your Tuesday afternoon planner. We have a bit of a southwest breeze, but most of those winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour through this afternoon. So get out and enjoy it. We're going to peak right around 2 o'clock this afternoon with temperatures in the mid 60s. That is 10 degrees warmer than yesterday afternoon. And we're just getting started with that warming trend. It's going to continue all the way through the end of the work week. There's a look at our forecast for this evening. If you're heading out to Toyota Field for the Christmas Spectacular, temperatures still in the low 60s around 4 o'clock, but of course the sunset this time of the year right around 4:30. So the temperature drops off to the upper 40s by 8 o'clock this evening, but not too bad. And of course, it'll feel great inside of your car when you're touring those Christmas lights. What we're watching, again, warming trend goes all the way through Friday, and we're tracking 70s in the month of December. Of course, today is the last day of November. We're also looking at those rain chances for this weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up.
All right, Rob, we thank you so much. It's right now 6 minutes after 11, and happening right now, the top 2 executives at NASA right now in the Rocket City. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson and Deputy Administrator Pam Melroy touring the Marshall Space Flight Center today. They're also getting an update on Marshall's role in the Artemis space program and the capabilities and expertise at Marshall Flight Center.
How awesome.
That is a lot. Well, a spacewalk outside the International Space Station is now delayed. NASA says it's because it received notification of debris. The space agency now says it needs time to assess the risk with that debris before it puts astronauts in any peril, before they can actually go outside the International Space Station and to do that walk and make that repair. NASA does want, though, to resupply the International Space Station this month. NASA right now targeting December 21st to launch a SpaceX resupply mission. It would actually take scientific investigations to the orbiting crew. That would include, by the way, a protein crystal growth study that could improve cancer treatment drugs here on Earth.
And NASA is also preparing to launch a new technology that will help with deep space travel. The laser communications relay demonstration will go into orbit in just a few days. The technology is expected to revolutionize communication in space. It could pave the way to transmit high-def footage to Earth when humans go back to the moon on NASA's Artemis missions. Launch is set for Sunday, December 5th from Cape Canaveral.
Well, happening today, the day to come together and give back to our communities. It's National Day of Giving. Now, the unofficial holiday takes place every year on the first Tuesday after Thanksgiving. Giving Tuesday was started back in 2012 as a way to focus on charities and nonprofits. Well, here in North Alabama, nonprofits say right now donations are needed more than ever before.
United Way of Madison County says the pandemic caused uncertainty that stopped many people from donating. The organization helps fundraise for 27 different local nonprofits, including CASA of Madison County. The community outreach with CASA says a little can go a long way.
These funds through Giving Tuesday and through United Way are really important. You know, a gift of $10 may not feel like a lot, but it is for our organization, because 10 people giving $10, that's a grab bar right there.
CASA of Madison County has a Giving Tuesday goal of $10,000. You can find the link to donate and to other organizations on our website, waytv.com. It's not the only way you can give back today by just donating online. You can volunteer your time or talent, sign a petition, raise funds for a nonprofit. You can also give goods or a simple act of kindness like buying someone a lunch or complimenting a stranger.
I'll take you to those last two.
I know
for
you
sure.
will, Chris.
The search for expensive missing equipment, how you can help Limestone County deputies find a thief. And golfer Tiger Woods giving an update on his recovery after being injured in that car crash earlier this year, what it means for his playing future.
Blue skies, and we're heading into the 60s here in Huntsville. And if you like the end of November, you're going to like the start of December. Big warming trend all the way through the end of the work week. Details coming up.
Coverage you can count on. You're watching Way 31 News with the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network.
Jury selection is underway in the case of the former Minnesota police officer charged with manslaughter after she shot and killed a man during a traffic stop early this year. ABC's Rena Roy has more as the attorneys are sifting through potential jurors.
The killing of Daunte Wright sparked protests across the country, and now the high-profile trial getting underway in Minnesota. Jury selection beginning today.
We are asking and demanding that Kim Potter be held to the highest extent of the law.
Former police officer Kim Potter says she mistakenly fired her gun instead of her taser, killing the 20-year-old. The fatal shot captured in this dramatic body camera video. Potter is charged with first and second degree manslaughter. Prosecutors arguing the 26-year police veteran's actions were criminal and that she was trained to not make those mistakes.
What I'm hoping for is some type of justice, her to be held accountable for what she did.
The defense saying she never intended to kill Wright. Potter telling the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, "I'm a good person and I valued him in life. The aftermath of that day has destroyed me." Potter and an officer she was training pulled Wright over in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota for an expired tag back in April when they discovered Wright was also wanted on a misdemeanor warrant. After Wright struggles with the officers, Potter draws her weapon.
The fatal incident occurred just about 10 miles away from where Derek Chauvin was standing trial at the time for the murder of George Floyd. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Testimony is underway in actor Jussie Smollett's trial. In opening statements, prosecutors said the actor staged a homophobic and racist attack in 2019. But his defense attorney said he was a real victim of a real crime. Limestone County deputies need your help to find a thief they say stole this piece of equipment. Take a look. They say it's worth more than $50,000. That theft happened Friday at the intersection of Quinn and Glade Roads. If you see the piece of equipment or know anything about the theft, call the Limestone County Sheriff's Office.
Well, happening now, Decatur welcoming some of college's best soccer teams. The city is hosting the NAIA Men's Soccer Championship. 10 teams will be actually there to fight for the title at the Jack Allen Soccer Complex. Games will take place throughout the week, with the championship scheduled to take place next Monday, December 6th. And golfer Tiger Woods says his days playing regularly on the PGA Tour are over. In an interview with Golf Digest, the 15-time major champion says he will not play full-time and only sees himself playing in a few events a year now. Comes after Woods suffered severe leg injuries in a car crash earlier this year. Woods says it is an unfortunate reality he now faces. Well, several fires popping up in North Alabama.
How you can protect your home this winter season.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:17. Looking for a job? I've got some news for you. Scottsboro's Career Center hosting a job fair right now. ZLA USA wants skilled labor and production associates. Be sure to bring, by the way, 2 forms of ID and a copy of either your high school diploma or your GED certificate when you go to that job fair. They are conducting walk-in interviews until noon, and then they will pick back up and have more of those walk-in interviews from 1 to 3 today.
Happening today, the Women's Economic Development Council is honoring women who are community leaders. The 20th annual Women Honoring Women event will recognize 5 women in particular tonight. It's part of the foundation's largest fundraiser for this year. It starts tonight, and Way 31 is a proud sponsor. To learn more about each woman that's going to be honored tonight, go ahead to our website, waytv.com, click on this story, and you'll probably feel inspired.
I feel inspired already.
Thank you, Chris. Well, the Alabama State Nurses Association and Nurse Legion is honoring the UAB Emergency Department and School of Nursing facility. They are receiving 5 awards and 2 medals of honor. The presentation recognizes achievements from individuals in the School of Nursing, as well as a team who saved someone's life during a tornado earlier this year. They are truly heroes.
Yeah, what an honor that is.
Firefighters want you to be safe this holiday season. The American Red Cross says fires typically occur the most during the winter.
And Madison Fire and Rescue says nearly half of those house fires it battles happen during the winter months. Now, they say most of those fires are caused by cooking or the improper use of space heaters. To protect your family, firefighters say be sure to have a safety plan in place and have working smoke detectors throughout your house.
So having multiple smoke detectors throughout our residence is extremely important. Fires happen quickly, you become disoriented quickly, and it's really important to make sure that you pre-plan to get out of your residence before the fire occurs.
Well, firefighters also say over the past 10 years, they've actually seen fewer house fires, but deaths in those house fires seem to be increasing. And he says that just highlights once again the importance of having those smoke detectors throughout your house. Well, meteorologist Rob Elvington joining us right now.
And Rob, it was kind of cold this morning, but now it looks like it's warming up.
I can't wait to go outside and feel it.
Yeah, oh, it's going to be an amazing here this afternoon. It just continues all the way through the end of the work week. And we've got these crystal clear skies. And that's why it still gets cold at night, even though we're warmer than normal, because all that heat from the afternoon goes out of space. So still a chilly start, but beautiful afternoons coming up for everyone. It's 59 degrees right now in Decatur. That's already 5 degrees warmer than yesterday afternoon. And we still have a few more hours to go to hit the mid-60s today. Just a light west wind at about 7 miles per hour. Some great weather to get out, maybe do some yard work, maybe put up some of those Christmas decorations. Again, temperatures topping out close to about 64, 65 this afternoon. Already on the way back down by 4 o'clock. And again, those clear skies still allow for it to cool off quite a bit here in the overnight hours. Already down to 44 by 9 o'clock tonight. We'll be back down into the mid to upper 30s for your Wednesday morning. So you'll still need that jacket even though it's warm tomorrow. A look at our Way 31 Storm Tracker early warning radar network. All clear and dry, of course, with those blue skies. Just a few high thin clouds off to our north, closer to middle Tennessee. Maybe a few of those drifting into Huntsville and Scottsboro later this afternoon, but that's it. So again, great weather today. If you want to get outside, get some yard work done, just a little bit of a light southwest wind. Dry ground, of course, not tracking any rain for today. Tomorrow by early afternoon into the mid-afternoon hours, we will be tracking some winds kicking up, but still not too bad if you're trying to get outside. And then by Thursday, great conditions. And Thursday, that's that first day where we have a chance of hitting 70 for an afternoon high. Yeah, in the month of December, we could make it up to 70. There's a look at those forecast wind gusts again if you are doing some raking. Today, not too bad, right around 5 to 10 miles per hour by the mid-afternoon hours. And then by tomorrow, and you'll notice right around 12 o'clock, you'll notice all the yellows that pick up on the screen. Those are gusts closer to about 20 miles per hour. So not that windy, but still enough to make it a little difficult to do some raking. And then by the late afternoon hours tomorrow, winds are starting to drop back off. Future radar, all we're seeing today is just a few of those passing high clouds. That's it. And then 9 o'clock tonight through the overnight hours. Again, those clear skies at night allow for you to see those temperatures drop off. Still need that jacket heading out the door tomorrow morning. And of course, you can get rid of it pretty quickly by the late morning hours and into the afternoon. Just another batch of some passing clouds for your Wednesday. That's it. How about rainfall forecast? We'll go through the next 5 days. So this is the rainfall forecast all the way through Saturday night, and there's just a little bit of light green showing up. So for the first half of the weekend, we're just not expecting much in the way of rainfall. That's mostly a trace to about 1/10 of an inch with a weak system coming in early Saturday morning and into the afternoon hours. We do have a shower chance. And then the map fills in a little bit more all the way through the next 7 days. And that's for the next system coming in Sunday night and into Monday. But even some of these darker greens on the map, it's closer to about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rainfall. So not a very wet weekend or even start to next work week. There's a look at those rain chances. Again, this is Saturday afternoon. Most of the rain's still off to our north, closer to Nashville. Most of that just falls apart through the day on Saturday. And then the next system on Sunday coming in a little bit later than what we were expecting maybe yesterday. And then the rain coming in right around sunrise on Monday. But it's out of here by lunchtime and into your Monday afternoon. And that's really it for the next 7 days in terms of rain. Some areas could stay completely dry all the way through next Monday. 7-day forecast. We peak with this warming trend on Friday with a high of 72. That's actually a few degrees within the record highs for Friday. So this is very warm for this time of the year. 65 by Saturday, still warmer than normal, and low 60s for your Sunday. Just a bit cooler heading into your Monday of next week.
Thank you so much, Rob. 11:23 right now. Fun for you and the family this holiday season.
Yeah, where you can go and celebrate right here in North Alabama today. Welcome back, everybody. It's right now 11:26. Chabad of Huntsville's Carminora parade kicks off today. It lines up at 4:30. It leaves at 5. All that from Huntsville Middle School. Now, it costs $45 to register, but that $45 will get you, among other things, a menorah to put on top of your car and also some merchandise just for participating.
Happening today, you can also celebrate the holiday season in Madison. The Rocket City Trash Pandas are hosting a light show all winter long. The show runs from 4 until 9 at night, and if you want to take a drive through, it's $30 per car. You can head out there tonight even. What if you're looking for even more holiday
more
fun?
than what we already
Chris?
said? That's a lot.
That's a lot. There will be a Christmas parade in Northwest Alabama today.
Yeah, Tuscumbia hosting the parade in downtown at 6 o'clock tonight. The rides at Spring Park will be open from 6 to 8. Now, if you want to participate in the parade, call the city of Tuscumbia so you can register. And in Huntsville, Mid-City also getting into the holiday spirit today. Head over to the camp. for Miracle at Mid-City. The family-friendly event runs from 4 to 9 today. There will also be seasonal drinks and food.
Ooh.
Which means
I mean, it's lunchtime, so you're going to be hungry.
So you are encouraged, by the way, also, if you head out there, Megan, wear your holiday sweaters or your costume, or not me, but for somebody else, your Christmas PJs. And local schools right now getting ready for a new COVID variant.
The steps they're taking to protect your kids from the emerging variant.
Coverage you can count on. You're watching Way 31 News with the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network.
Thanks so much for staying with us for Way 31 Midday News. I'm Megan Reyna.
And I'm Chris Tatum. Right now, we are learning more, though, about how that new COVID variant, Omicron, could affect the U.S. economy. And we are looking live right now at U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. They are testifying before a Senate committee. Now, Powell says that variant could escalate the problems the economy is already dealing with.
The recent rise in COVID-19 cases and the emergence of the Omicron variant pose downside risks to the employment and economic activity and increased uncertainty for inflation.
Well, right now, there are no confirmed cases of the Omicron variant in the U.S. But the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is revising some of its guidance on booster shots because of Omicron. The new guidance says all adults 18 and older should get that third dose of the vaccine, or the booster as we call it. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says if you don't feel well, get a COVID test. She says all of this will help analysts track those first cases of Omicron in the U.S. when they arrive, if they haven't already. And doctors say the current COVID vaccine should provide some level of protection against the Omicron variant. Question is, how much protection? Well, Pfizer's CEO says he believes people who are vaccinated do have some protection, but insists boosters are by far the best way to be sure.
We can find ourselves that we are perfectly fine and we are protecting as high as with the Delta, or that we are having a less protection with compared to the Delta, but that will be the variant. And in both cases, boosters should reduce dramatically the gap.
Get that booster, he says. Well, he also says Pfizer is right now working on a vaccine specifically to combat the Omicron variant, just in case it is needed. Well, the Moderna chief predicts existing vaccines will struggle with the Omicron virus or variant. He says he thinks there will be a drop in the shot's effectiveness that caused the market to actually drop even overnight when he made that statement. And oil prices also dipped after he made that statement.
North Alabama schools are preparing for Omicron. The president of the Huntsville Education Association says the district plans to take it one day at a time. She said that's what they did with the Delta variant. We did learn Huntsville City Schools will require masks at the start of next semester. Then the school board will look at community transmission rates every week to determine whether to drop the requirement.
It's all about keeping students in the classroom, keeping them safe in the classroom, keeping teachers present because they learn better when their teacher is present.
If masks are optional and their transmission rate reaches a substantial to high rate for at least a week, masks will then be required for everyone again. Right now, the transmission rate in Madison County is moderate. Statewide, the 7-day positivity rate is at 5%. In the past week, 28,000 people have gone tested for the virus. More than 1,400 of them tested positive. Right now, leaders at the Food and Drug Administration are discussing 2 new COVID treatments. Both are pills. Merck submitted its request just over a week ago. Data submitted shows it can reduce the risk of death or hospitalization by as much as 30%. Pfizer is also seeking approval. The company says its data shows an 89% reduction in risk of death or hospitalization. Pfizer is also expected to ask the FDA to authorize its booster shot for teenagers 16 to 17. Right now, only those 18 and older are eligible for boosters.
Well, happening today, United Launch Alliance, or ULA as we often call it, indicator says its employees need to get their second COVID shot today or risk losing their jobs. Workers held protests last month against that policy. The company says, though, the policy is to keep workers safe and to meet President Biden's requirements for all federal contractors to be vaccinated.
Health leaders are also asking you to not forget about flu season. Doctors aren't sure how widespread cases will be this year, but they say you can help control it by getting the flu vaccine. Health leaders say everyone 6 months and older can get a shot. It's also safe to get your flu shot and the COVID-19 vaccine at the same time.
They can be on the same day, and there are no requirements between how many days are between the vaccines. Influenza still is an illness that can hit children, particularly our youngest children under 3 years of age, very hard with hospitalization.
Flu cases are on the rise in Alabama. The latest weekly numbers from the Alabama Health Department shows an almost 2.5% increase in flu cases compared to last week. We know one person in the state already died from the flu this season. Right now, flu cases make up about 2% of doctor visits in North Alabama.
And just looking at the sky came over top of Muscle Shoals. You want to get outside today. Just a beautiful view, blue skies sticking around all afternoon. And Muscle Shoals, you're already up to 61 degrees at the 11 o'clock update. It's about a 30-degree warm up since our low this morning. We got down right around freezing around sunrise. Bit of a west-northwest wind at 8 miles per hour, but still some great weather to get outside today. We're going to peak right around the mid-60s this afternoon. Muscle Shoals maybe closer to the upper 60s, so much warmer than we were yesterday afternoon. We're dropping off quickly here this evening, so by 7, 8 o'clock tonight, if you're going for a walk, I would say a light jacket, maybe not the heavy coat from the last few nights. Still at 47 degrees at 8 o'clock this evening. How about those winds? Again, seeing a little bit of a west-northwest wind in Muscle Shoals and a bit of a west wind for everyone through this afternoon. A few gusts up to around 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's it. Winds drop off here in the overnight hours, but they will be picking up again by your Wednesday afternoon. But still great weather for everyone all the way through your Friday to get some things done outdoors. And it's not just the blue skies and the light winds, it's of course the temperatures. Look at that warming trend. We're going to be hitting 70 on the first week of December, 72 on Friday. That's close to a record high on Friday afternoon. A bit cooler this weekend as we track some of those rain chances. All the details coming up.
Thank you so much, Rob. 11:37 right now. New at midday, the New Hope Recreation Center is now open for business. Here's some video of that Opening the 15,000 square foot center includes concession stands, office space, and a multi-purpose gym. It's the second new rec center to open in District 3. The Gurley Rec Center opened earlier this month. Very exciting for that community. Well, Scottsboro Career Center is hosting a job fair right now. ZLA USA wants skilled labor and production associates. You'll need to bring 2 forms of an ID and a copy of your high school diploma or GED. Walk-in interviews are available until noon, so for about 20 more minutes, and then they'll start back up from 1 until 3 today. So still have some time to get out there.
Happening now, the top 2 executives from NASA are in the Rocket City as we speak. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson and Deputy Administrator Pam Melroy both touring the Marshall Space Flight Center. They're also getting an update on Marshall's role in the Artemis program and the capabilities and expertise at the center. Well, another chance to form a union.
Why employees at an Alabama Amazon facility are getting a second vote. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill will have more time to work on an annual defense policy bill. Senate Republicans blocked it from advancing in a vote yesterday. They're demanding more amendment votes for the National Defense Authorization Act. Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn says they could finish the defense bill this week if given a reasonable opportunity to offer amendments. Senate Democrats are also working on the president's Build Back Better plan. The nearly $2 trillion bill is designed to achieve that White House's goals on health care, child care, education, and clean energy. Democrats are still working to get support from West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin and Arizona Senator Kristen Sinema. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is still confident that'll happen before Christmas.
I will bring the president's Build Back Better legislation to the floor so we can pass it as soon as possible and send it to the president's desk. Our goal continues to be to get this done before Christmas.
The House passed the bill earlier this month.
Well, part of the Build Back Better plan would give tax breaks to people who buy electric or hybrid cars. And Governor Kay Ivey is also encouraging people to look at electric options right now. Yesterday, the state launched Drive Electric Alabama, that goal to raise awareness and advocate for the adoption of the electric vehicle in Alabama. The campaign will educate people in the state about how to integrate electric vehicles into their lives.
New at midday, Amazon workers in Bessemer, Alabama will get another chance to unionize. It comes after there were objections to a vote that was held back in April. The rare call for a do-over was first announced by the retail, wholesale, and department store union, which spearheaded the union organizing movement. Well, beware of the porch pirates.
Beware indeed. How you can keep greedy thieves from stealing your holiday joy this year when we come back.
Welcome back. We're all preparing for the holidays and coming down after spending probably a little too much during Cyber Monday.
Oh yeah, but as we wait for our packages to arrive, now it's time to beware of those porch pirates. Get this, Finder.com reports nearly 15% of Americans say they were victims of package theft last year. In total, Americans lost nearly, brace yourself, $5.5 billion worth of packages. Well, experts say avoid door delivery or consider adding a video surveillance camera like that to your front door just to help keep your packages safe and to help police find whoever steals them if that should happen to you.
Scammers are ramping up for the holidays. The BBB released its list of the top 12 scams of Christmas. They say criminals use emails and social media to facilitate most of the scams. They also point out scams that appear every year during the holidays, like fake charities, which, of course, with Giving Tuesday, be careful today. Fake shipping notifications, lookalike websites, and puppy scams. Be careful.
Well, some Lauderdale County property owners could actually be in for a scare thanks to a misleading letter. The Lauderdale County probate judge says he is aware of the misinformation, which leads to owners believing they need to pay nearly $100 to get a copy of their legal deed. In reality, though, you can get that and other documents free.
We get people who believe that it's coming from us because they do their best to make it appear that it's an official document. Now, if you read the fine print, you will see that it is not. And yes, the companies aren't necessarily doing anything illegal. They're just trying to sell you something that you don't need.
Well, Judge Motlow says that companies seem to target people who recently bought new property and might need access to legal documents.
Happening today, the Women's Economic Development Council will honor 5 women in our community during its 20th annual Women Honoring Women event. This is the organization's largest fundraiser of the year. It begins tonight And of course, Way 31 is a proud sponsor. And we did speak to each of the 5 honorees. Ginger Harper is the Senior Vice President for First Horizon Bank. Huntsville native Dawn Stanley is a Deputy Director with NASA. Veteran Peggy Lee Wright owns and runs a consulting business. Patty Siskus co-founded Not One More Alabama. And Christy Finley is the superintendent of Huntsville City Schools. All of these women wouldn't be where they are today if it wasn't for the adversities they faced.
Continue to learn and to continue to take those risks because they got you in the position you're in right now.
Christy Finley with some good advice there. Well, if you'd like to learn more or donate to WEDC's foundation, visit our website, waytv.com, and click on this story. Excited to see what those women have to say tonight. Of course, we'll have more later tonight.
Honored to be a sponsor of that, though. That's
yes,
so
absolutely. 11:48 right now, and if you're not a fan of the cold, today is your day.
It is indeed. Nice warm-up happening out there as we speak. Can't wait, Rob, to get out there and taste a little bit of it myself.
That's right. Yeah, it's been a nice warm-up so far here this morning. Up about 30 degrees so far, and we're going to continue warming into your Tuesday afternoon. Beautiful view, blue skies over top of Lake Guntersville right now. Guntersville, you're at 59 degrees, and you'll notice that Huntsville also at 59 degrees, but keep in mind, these were taken about 50 minutes ago, so we're likely already up into the low 60s when the new update comes down. And look at Muscle Shoals, already at 61 degrees, 60 in Moulton, 61 in Coleman, and we should easily make it up into the mid-60s here this afternoon. That's about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than just yesterday afternoon, and today is just the start of the warming trend. Right on 64 degrees at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Of course, with the sunset at 4:35 today, the temperature is already dropping off pretty quickly by the 4 o'clock hour. If you're heading out to Toyota Field for the Christmas Spectacular, of course, great weather inside of your car, but if you're getting out and about around Toyota Field, temperatures in the mid-50s by 6 o'clock. By 8 o'clock this evening, as the event's starting to wrap up daily, 47 degrees. That's not too bad, considering we were in the 30s most evenings at this that hour most of the last week. On the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network, of course, we're driving those blue skies in and about North Alabama. Just a few high thin clouds off to our north. You may see some of those here later this evening, but that's it. And then by tomorrow morning, we'll make it back down to the mid to upper 30s, likely staying above freezing, so not concerned about the frost. And then we're back up to the mid 60s by noon, and then topping out right around 66, 67 for your Wednesday afternoon. And again, the warming trend continues all the way through Friday, where we could be tracking 70s Thursday and Friday afternoon. Future radar for today, again, just a few high clouds off to our north, no big deal. Just a few passing clouds all the way through the overnight hours and into your Wednesday morning. Not concerned about fog or even frost for most North Alabama, with plenty of sunshine all the way through your Wednesday afternoon. By tomorrow evening, we're tracking clear skies. Rainfall forecast, and this goes all the way through Friday and into Saturday. Saturday night, so the first half of the weekend, just seen a little bit of green on the map. So that's the first system coming in on Saturday. A few spots may pick up 1/10 of an inch, but most areas staying dry to about a trace. Then by Sunday and into Monday, another system comes in, and you'll notice that drops a little bit more rainfall, closer to about 1/4 to about 1/10 of an inch of rain, but still pretty dry through the next 7 days for North Alabama. That's that first system coming in on Saturday, kind of washes out over top of North Alabama. Sunday night and into Monday, that's when we have a better chance for rain for North Alabama, but that's out of here by lunchtime on Monday, with dry conditions already back in place Monday afternoon. 7-day forecast, the peak in the warming trend is Friday, 72. That's about 15 degrees above normal for this time of the year. How about the record high for that date? You'll notice that we hit 75 degrees, and that record was set back in 1998. We're within about 3 degrees of it. We'll likely fall short, but still impressive to be within 3 degrees of the record high for this upcoming Friday. So again, a nice warm finish to the work week. We'll keep those rain chances pretty low for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. By far the best rain chances through the next 7-day period will be in the overnight hours. So sunset Sunday all the way through sunrise on Monday. So great if you're trying to get some things done outside all the way through the start of next work week.